This is Amy Poehler. My new movie, Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2, is coming to theaters June 14th, and it's making me feel joy and sadness and anger, definitely some disgust, and I think a little fear. But I'm also feeling these new emotions like anxiety, embarrassment, envy, and ennui.
It's what you call the boredom.
Okay, that one was weird. It's going to be the feel everything movie of the summer. Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Only in theaters June 14th. Get tickets now.
Welcome to the RuPaul's Drag Race Recap Show for Season 14, Episode 16, titled Grand Finale. My name's Joe Betance, and I am joined, as always, by one ultimate co-host from the podcast pod is my co-pilot. Please say...
Tootsie Lou!
to Taylor, the Latte Boy. Hello, Taylor, the Latte Boy. How are you?
Joseph, hello. How are you doing?
Good.
We're taping this at night.
We are taping. That's why I didn't pull a clip zero. I didn't have time to pull the audio. And look, honestly, no one said anything either.
No.
But now here we are, Taylor. The end of the run, the end of the show. You have been praying for this moment since January 8th. And Now here we are, the end of the show.
It only took 33 episodes, but we are here.
We are here. We are queer. Well, I guess you're not going to get used to it because this is the last one.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And it's your 5-year anniversary with your husband.
Yep.
How many years have you guys actually been together?
14.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh
14.
So you guys were dating for 9 years.
Yeah. Well, for a big chunk of those, we couldn't legally get married.
Oh, interesting.
So there
was a time when gay people couldn't get married?
Yeah, I know. It was, or people of different races couldn't get married either.
Yeah.
They took care of that first, as anybody who's watched The Jeffersons knows.
Why because of Tom and the Willises? What was the mother? It was Tom and what was her name?
Oh my God,
Helen.
Helen. Yes, Helen.
Tom. You know what's so funny? I had to explain to Aiden today. All in the Family and Archie Bunker.
That is a show that could never be on now.
Oh, that's what I was talking about. That's exactly what I was talking about. So the conversation was about how the 70s were much more, were much edgier than TV now. And especially in terms of race and conversations about race and classism and stuff like that. Like it's insane how you couldn't have that show. You couldn't have shows like that now. You just couldn't.
Yeah. No, we it's funny. Somebody in the chat room just said something that my husband and I talked about last night, which was they could never make the movie Blazing Saddles today.
No.
The thing about it though is that a show like All in the Family should be made today.
Yeah,
because it showed it was a clear. I mean, Norman Lear was a very liberal television producer, but
you're saying everything I was saying today. When in here, just gonna be like, oh, I'm hearing it again.
But I mean, he did everything through the lens of somebody who was super conservative, racist, sexist. And he was the buffoon, but you also kind of in some ways rooted for him too.
Yeah.
It was just it's a classic sitcom, which a lot of the comedy holds up. I mean, some of the topics that they talk about obviously don't, and then when you consider, so then there was The Jeffersons, there was Maude, there was Good Times, like all of these shows spun out of All in the Family and all dealt with very different topics.
You're literally making the point. You took the words right out of my mouth from earlier today. That is what we were talking about. Anyway, Taylor, speaking of groundbreaking television, this week, each of the 5 top queens sang a song and was interviewed by RuPaul. The 5 finalists were narrowed down to 2, and they were Lady Camden and Willow Pill. Cornbread the Snack Chate was named Miss Congeniality. Meanwhile, after a lip-sync showdown for the crown, Willow Pill was named America's Next drag superstar. Taylor the Latte Boy, for the final time, name 2 things liked about the episode and one thing you did not.
Well, I just think that it's amazing that you and I called it in the Meet the Queens episode that Willow Pill would clearly win season. Two things that I loved, that it was a live presentation in front of an audience, which is a blessing and a curse, because I feel like everybody feeds off that energy, but everybody in the audience is so extra through everything, which I get that you said that they have them, films that with somebody saying something really funny or really, fierce, or, like, I get that they do that and they just intersperse that. But I say that every year that the audience is extra, but I loved that.
Everything was a little extra this year in terms of like that. That was like the sweetening of the clapping was really extra. Like you could actually audibly hear that it was like a laugh track or like an applause track and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing that I loved, that I liked, was almost everybody's looks. I thought everybody with one huge, pardon the pun, exception, I thought looked really great. And definitely all had various variations. Who do you think? Who would be one that I would go, that's horrible?
Deja Sky?
Yep.
Okay.
They did her wrong when they put her looking in that yellow Tweety Bird nightmare next to Georges, who was also in like a showgirl outfit and looked so much better. Deja Sky had to have pulled her stuff out in the dressing room and looked at everybody else's stuff and went, shit. Because it was so...
I don't know if she has that self-awareness.
Well, the wig alone, when she would take off that dress, the whole Liza Minnelli, shag cut, just everything about it was not a good look for Miss Deja Sky. The thing that I did not like was I didn't like that they did original songs. We want to see them lip sync to some crazy songs, and to, again, kind of like the lip sync of Perusa. You're fighting for the crown now. So if it's a situation in which they get to where they have to pull a song or pick a box and that's the one they have to lip sync to, I feel like that would have been more exciting. We've already seen that they're clearly willing to pay for the royalties for at least some music. Let's see them do that. So that was a little like, I don't care for that. But how about you for the last time this season? What are two things you liked and one thing you did not?
In terms of the the show moved, and often the finale can drag, and I don't feel there were there was no dragging. There was no like talking too long to the contestant, or they didn't stay too long on everything. It moved really fast. I think like you, I liked it. There was a live audience again. I liked a lot of the looks. They were great. Overall, yay.
Yeah.
What I didn't like is I think we went back to the old school finale, which I know the lip sync for the crown was very controversial. I was a fan of the lip sync for the crown. I thought it made for an exciting finale. Yeah. And even if they did what they did, I think this is kind of what you were saying, is I wish they would have just ponied up the money for the girls to do big production numbers to real songs.
Yeah.
Just shell out the money and have them dance to, Here You Go Again by Dolly Parton, that big dance number. Or
When I Think of You by Janet Jackson.
Yes. Or Close to You by the Carpenters. Or Liza with a Z. Or all these great numbers that everyone's been dying to see. Alone Again Naturally.
Leo Sayer.
We should do some Leo Sayer. What's that one about? I should be dancing. Isn't that Leo Sayer?
No, you should be dancing as the Bee Gees.
No, wait, hold on. He has a dancing song though too. Yeah.
Oh, You Make Me Feel Like Dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
how about the Pina Colada song?
Oh, people have been dying.
That would have been
that one.
a great one for a lip sync.
Mm-hmm. I Am Woman by Helen Reddy.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I could see somebody actually doing that.
Anyway, the point is, what's that Carly Simon song from Working Girl?
Let the River Run. I like that song.
Yeah.
No, if they're going to do that, it should be, what's the song where she talks about her mother smoking in bed? I heard that's the way I heard it's supposed to be.
Yeah. That's the way I heard it should be. Like, is depressing from note one. That would be fantastic if they did it.
How about Harper Valley PTA?
Oh, that would actually be a really fun one. That would be a really, really fun one, actually, I think. Anyway,
Loving You by Minnie Riperton.
That would be a fun one, too.
I know, but it's not like, but you have to figure out a way to do a death drop in the middle of it.
I would just get the little midget to come and dance behind me.
One last Kenya Michaels reference for the season.
One last Kenya Michaels reference for the season. All right. So, Taylor, I'll be honest with you. The show moves so well. I don't really have a lot I have a few notes. And I don't know what notes you have.
Yeah, I have a few notes too.
And so I don't know really what you have to say about this episode.
Well, I said the first thing was Rue's look was very much a bookend to Lizzo wearing the Tina Turner from Mad Max Thunderdome outfit in the beginning of the season, that we have Rue wearing basically something like it. Mm-hmm. Lizzo did a better job, but I can appreciate, I feel like I've liked some of Rue's looks in previous season finales.
Yeah,
more.
She looked like she was doing a sci-fi version of the Carol Burnett sketch. The Gone with the Wind.
Went with the Wind?
Yeah, Went with the Wind, where she came down wearing the big curtain rod and stuff like that.
That scene held the Guinness Book of World Records record for a long time of the longest laugh on a sitcom.
Yeah.
Like the longest continuous laugh of the audience.
Mm-hmm.
But that is, for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, YouTube Carol Burnett show Went with the Wind. Yeah. It is a classic. It's a classic skit.
Yeah. So anyway, what were kind of your notes here?
Well, apparently not only is it my anniversary with my husband, but now we share it with RuPaul Day. April 22nd is RuPaul Day with the key to the city, which was very like, wow, the key to the city. Like she could not have given less of a shit.
I have 6 Emmys.
Yeah. But you know what? Great. This key. Like very, very much of where she walked backstage with it and then threw it in the trash can.
It wasn't even a nice key in the frame. It was like a cardboard cutout they covered with like aluminum foil.
It looks like something that was behind the cash register that you could get at Things Remembered.
Yes, exactly. What else? Well, you know what? Why don't we do this, Taylor? I'm feeling it's going to be a very long episode. Why don't we do this? Why don't we take a break now? Why don't we just do it now? Why don't we get it out of the way? And then when we come back, we'll take 5 minutes to talk about the rest of the episode.
Say goodbye to your credit card rewards. Greedy corporate mega stores, led by Walmart and Target, are pushing for a law in Congress to take away your hard-earned cash back and travel points to line their pockets. The Durbin-Marshall credit card bill would enact harmful credit card routing mandates that would end credit card rewards as we know it. If you love your credit card rewards, tell your lawmakers, hands off my rewards. Tell them to oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill.
Yeah! Taylor. Oh, what a break.
The last of season 14.
The last season 4. Well, because I think I only do it on the flagship show, really. I don't think I do it on the other ones. I do like a laugh on the other ones, but I don't think I do the Anyway, so Taylor, what were you? So first before we get to the song performances. Did you have any other notes?
No.
Okay.
No.
So the first song performance was by Angeria. Did you? And then
Yes.
we had a song performance, and then they talked to her. Did you have any big thoughts on Nigeria and what happened there?
But they also have the clip package too.
Yeah, the clip package, everything. Yeah, the whole thing.
And I thought of the clip packages, she might have been my favorite one.
Yeah, it was a great clip package. It was very genuine. It felt very real.
Yeah, it just showed her charisma, just how amazing it was all season, and that she was able to kind of do it out in public. You know, that's hard. Day drag in Vegas in the middle of the heat, and I give her credit for that. And she seemed like people seemed happy to see her and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This was sort of the first time that I thought, okay, so supposedly it's her song, but it's clearly not her singing or lip syncing. And with the dancers and the interview, it felt very like pageanty, because it feels like each of the girls got a question that was supposed to be very pageanty. And so I thought, oh, okay, this is a little different. But I just, one thing I noticed was her lip syncing was way off. There was lots of times where her mouth was not matching the words. And a couple of times with her dancing, she seemed a little like, I'm not sure what to do. So that didn't make me feel good for Angie when watching her perform. I was hoping to be wowed, and I wasn't really wowed for that.
Well, they did a similar type finale for seasons 7 and 8, correct? I don't think they did it for 6.
No, they didn't do it for 6. No, you're right. They did do it. I remember we were talking about that tonight after it was over, and they definitely did it for 8, because I remember Kim Chi doing a song about not being able to dance.
Oh, I thought her song was Fat Fat and Asian.
Oh, that is true.
And then I thought Bob had Purse First.
No. Purse First was Bob's single after she was off the show.
Maybe Bob's was about not being able to dance? Oh,
maybe, I don't know.
Oh, I Don't Like to Show Off was Bob's song.
Okay. And then who was the third?
It was Naomi Smalls. Wasn't her about legs or something like that?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was sort of like, oh shit, this is what this is going to be, where we're not going to get the, there's 5 boxes and they all have a Britney Spears song or a Whitney Houston song or a Cher song. I mean, this was a Cher song. They could have done other Cher songs, but who knows?
So Nigeria,
what were your thoughts?
I'll be honest with you. I don't really, she went out here. It's sort of been the blessing and the curse of this season, is that they are a capable, competent cast. But they're not fantastic. There's no one who is like amazing, and there's no one who's really horrible. So it was a serviceable number. And I feel like a lot of them were like that, to be honest with you. I think, and this is going to get really nerdy, and maybe like one of our librarians will tell me who I really said it, but I believe it was like John Quincy Adams, or like one of those presidents in the middle, like Millard Fillmore or something like that, where their last words, they just eaten, and their last words were, the nourishment was palatable. And I've always remembered,
you were whelmed.
Yeah, and I was like, that always reminded me of just being like, yeah, it was, I ate. I was able to eat it, And so, that's how I feel about a lot of these numbers. I don't really, her number was fine. I didn't even notice the lip syncing not matching. It was obviously rehearsed it. She looked fantastic. She looked great. And this is a thing that I wonder, because I will say Lady Camden and Willow Pill had the stronger songs.
Oh, that is in my notes. Willow Pill, they announced that they're all available for download or streaming or something. And I'm like, I said with Willow Pills, I'm like, that's going to be in memes for a while. That is definitely a song that's going to be incorporated into memes and like TikTok and Instagram, that sort of thing.
They had the stronger songs. So does that affect their outcome? I don't know.
I think absolutely.
Yeah. So that's my thoughts on Nigeria. Okay. Who do you have next?
Next up was Bosco.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that I wrote with Bosco's was, come on, Dragula. So
it was, it was very Dracula-esque. And the other thing too was like, this wasn't very Bosco during her season, but constantly talking about how hot she was, and everyone thinks she's so hot. And I was just like, and by the way, I do think Bosco's attractive, but that's just, it seemed off for her personality.
That's a very good point, but maybe this is something as she has begun her transition, she's feeling more confident about herself and her body. So this may be that may be a result of that. You figure season 14 was taped last summer, early fall.
Yeah.
And a lot of the girls have gone through major changes over the last several months. And with that, maybe she was feeling herself a little bit. She was feeling her oats.
Yeah. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're 100% right. In terms of her number, yeah, apart from the reveal, and I feel reveals are a big part of this episode in different ways, I didn't really feel there was much to write home about with the song. And I don't know, was it because the dancing was fine? Her lip syncing was fine. She looked fantastic. She had that reveal. Was it the fault of the song? I don't have anything wrong. I don't have anything bad. I don't have anything bad to say about any of these numbers. None of them. None of them. Everybody did the job they were supposed to do. So if they're weak in any way, I blame the song.
I would agree with that.
And which means
absolutely agree
whether
with
that you're fucked because you got a bad song.
Yeah.
Any big thoughts on Bosco and her song or whatever, Taylor?
No, the song was, it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't blow me away.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of it. It was just sort of like that happened.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah, and like I said at the top of the show, I was never bored. I was never like looking at the clock. I was entertained, but it was junk food. It was like there was no substance.
It's cotton candy.
Cotton candy.
It's sweet and it dissolves in your mouth and it's already gone.
Because I'll even say, let's jump ahead. I don't even know when this is, but let's just cover it now. What did you think? Okay, maybe, I don't know. I am not a fashion person. What did you think of Simone's outfit? Because that's something you usually look forward to. We had the years where the previous winner would come out. Bianca, Violet, Bob, Sasha. They came out of these like Aquaria. Remember, she was on her toes the whole time or something. She was the Black Swan. Like, you had these iconic outfits for the queen who was returning. They would put a lot of effort into this, and I know it was some sort of fashion take, but I felt like, what is this?
It looked like Janet Jackson's 1993, like a video that she would have done. I keep talking about Janet Jackson.
Yeah, you're not obsessed with Janet Jackson right now.
I'm obsessed with Janet Jackson. But it was, that would be something that I was definitely underwhelmed. Yeah, but sort of like, ow.
And I'm putting it in the whole pieces that everything, like Simone was fine. Everybody was fine, but it's just this whole banal, like, nothing memorable. I will not remember this 6 months from now, let alone a year from now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I feel that there was similarities to see. The only thing that I remember about the season 8 finale was Violet's look. That was when Violet came out and had the crown that was made of skin with had the bugs all over it and everything. I mean, that was for the ages. Yeah. That was iconic. So for Simone to kind of come out in a tank top and jeans was a little like, oh.
Yeah.
Valerie looked better than her.
Yeah, it was very, very strange. It was very, very strange. Okay, so then we went from there, we went to Diabetti. And
Diabetti, yeah.
No, go ahead.
I wrote the worst clip package, but the most conceptual outfit.
Okay. I don't have to disagree with that. And she, who was before her? Oh, Bosco. There were a lot of people who didn't have family there. Bosco didn't have family there. They never really went into that. But they had just seen her. They did go a little bit into that. They'd seen her for the first time in drag, blah, 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 blah. Daya, they've never gone into Daya's family. I get the sort of sense that that's sort of like off limits.
Possibly, yeah.
They've never talked about Daya's family whatsoever. It's not even on a mere moment. Nothing. It's like they don't exist.
So, okay, and it's one of these where she came out in this outfit that I kind of got, I was getting gypsy moth sort of thing, or like a moth kind of thing that eventually sheds its wings and it's this bug. If Daya was going to do a bug motif, why wouldn't you do a dragonfly?
Why?
because she ate a dragonfly this season.
Oh, I forgot about girl. Why are you remembering that? That was like episode 1 or something.
Because I have the clip of her Carrie going a dragonfly that a friend of mine sent me. He occasionally just sends it to me as a sound clip, and then it makes me laugh. So
is it Brian Gregory?
That's why I remember that. It is Brian Gregory.
Brian Gregory's this guy that hates me. Okay,
he doesn't hate you. Oh my god!
I would if you would have put him as one of your 4 days of happiness, and you didn't put me. I would have driven to the local airport, got on a plane, flown across the country, landed, driven to your house, flipped you off, and then driven back to the airport and flown back home. Anyway, Diabetes, it was fine.
It was.
I actually can't tell you anything about the song.
No, something about a fighter.
Oh yeah,
she's a fighter.
Something like that. I remember they were very forgettable songs. And then after that we had Lady Camden. Now we're going to the final 2, and they had the strongest songs. Queerly, a very strong homage to Queen. I mean, they made no mistake about it.
Oh yeah, clearly.
I almost wonder if they hired that guy. Do you know that guy that sounds like Freddie Mercury?
Uh-uh.
Oh, you've never heard? He was a YouTube guy, and he sounds just like him. And they even used him in that Freddie Mercury movie to do some sort of they used Freddie Mercury's voice, but whenever they needed him, they used him. He sounds just like Freddie Mercury. I mean, it's and he's actually kind of cute too. I'm surprised Queen. Why I don't know why Queen doesn't hire him instead of that stupid Adam. Do you know anyone who goes, I'm a big Adam Lambert fan?
No, I like Adam Lambert's songs. He has a couple of songs that I like, but I don't know anybody that's super excited because Adam Lambert's coming on tour.
Okay, so his name's Mark Martel. Okay, this is going to be him singing Bohemian Rhapsody right here.
Is this the real life?
Oh wow.
Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes.
Yeah, he sounds just like him. And
sounds great.
Yeah. And he's really cute too. And you check him out. And maybe they hired him to do the thing. This guy didn't sound exactly like Freddie Mercury, but I could see Mark Martel doing I don't want to do the exact, I'll do a close-ish thing. I don't know. I'm making things up, right? But yeah, and her number was good, and she's a dancer, so it would you did. I was the first one you were okay, this is different.
Yeah, and I wrote she seemed to be loved by the audience. Yes. At that point, she had gotten the biggest audience reaction when she was done, and you're okay, it's definitely going to be Lady Camden is going to be one of the 2.
Yeah, and then how about she did the interview and the mom, and she talked to the mom, and then she was like, "You okay, hun? You all right, babe?"
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh no." Really awkward, and I was really uncomfortable. It was cringy.
Yeah, well, and also you got the situation where the mother seemed almost like a deer in the headlights kind of thing, where she didn't really know how to answer questions, and you could kind of tell RuPaul was annoyed.
But Taylor, this is what I'm telling you, as a person who's been to many of these finales, when they talk to the family, they talk to them for a long time, 5 minutes, okay? Mm-hmm. And then they just use that little 30 seconds or something. So that was the strongest 30 seconds. That was the best of what they had.
Yeah.
So awkward. Anyway,
Mama Camden cost Lady Camden the crown.
Probably, I know. Okay, then we had Willow Pill.
I said that song is going to be a meme. We're going to start seeing that in TikToks.
I don't like people. I hate people.
I hate people. I mean, Babalu laughed at it, and he was like, "I would totally download that song." Oh, really? So that was the only one that we got that from.
In terms of the song, it was the strongest song.
Yes.
The catchiest and whatnot. I wondered, do you think they consulted on the song and they worked with a songwriter to what they wanted? Because it seemed very Willow Pill.
Well, when you figure also the Lady Camden was I fell and I got back up and I won. I mean, that is basically talking about when she did the Freddie Mercury falling and tripping and having the mustache. So you figure the one about Betty was about being a fighter and fighting for what she wants. I know Bosco's was something about the devil, and Angie's was just very I do it all. So
I love
I think it was.
There's not much to her, apart from
right. The other thing that I wrote about Willow was she was the quickest with the answers, with the back and forth with Rue, and you could tell Rue was really enjoying it.
Yeah. Yes, and even the sister with the H&M joke.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was going to be my next thing. It's just the whole family that seems to be really good.
Yeah, and what's funny is Willow didn't do a lot of dancing. It was mostly about the outfit and presents and whatnot. So good job, Willow Pill. Then that's after that is when we did the Simone came out and she brought out La La Ree.
No, we're missing something.
What?
The Losing is the New Winning song.
Oh, I skipped past it.
Oh, okay.
Did I miss anything?
No.
I call it Losing is the New Skipping the Segment.
I will say this, though. The song is Losing is the New Winning, and I know that it was on one of the previous seasons. It might have been season 12 was when they performed that. I don't get why the song starts. It's Losing is the New Winning, and Jada is the one with the solo in the beginning. So the one winner that's in this show, that didn't make any sense to me. But it was just sort of, I don't know. That was
I didn't watch it. Guys, I'm sorry that I didn't watch it, but I didn't.
You didn't miss much.
I can skip it.
And then not only do they sing this, but then all the rest of the cast of season 14 has to come out at the end to talk about Losing is the New Winning. So they pretty much it is the you are all the losers kind of thing, all standing there. That was a little cringy. That was kind of the one time I went, ooh, that's not cute.
There's something about Cameron Michaels. She came walking down the stairs. I was like, skip. I don't like Cameron Michaels.
There was one of them I didn't recognize who it was. But so you didn't see Naomi?
No.
Naomi had some work done.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Like her name should be Naomi Gunn because her skin was pulled back a little tight and she kind of looked Asian.
Oh, the doors that Gia's opened. Now Naomi's looking.
Yes. Yes, the doors that Gia has opened. Okay,
so then we had Simone come out. Then we have they bring out La La Ree, which I know there's a meme about her and the bags on her and blah 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 blah. But I was like, I forgot La La Ree existed. Let alone that she was Miss Congeniality.
And that I thought was a missed opportunity on La La Ree's part, in that she could have come out in a very, very elevated paper bag outfit where she could have redone it, where it was something where she had months to work on it or paid somebody to design it for her. And what she wore, while it looked better than Simone's, was like, it looked unfinished, which I get that's also the point, because it was kind of like the framework for a dress, but it just was, it was off kilter. And then she looked like she had like a wrap around her. And I don't know. It wasn't a great look. We also missed the tribute to Hot Chocolate.
What was that about? I'd never heard of Hot Chocolate, but I mean, I guess she's great.
I guess she's great too, but apparently she is a well-known queen in Vegas, where she's like a Tina Turner impersonator.
Yeah. Would you go see her?
If she was part of her review, absolutely, I would go see her. I would go see. You know how I love Tina Turner, but it felt very where you almost kind of thought like this is going to be a new segment of where Rue presents an established long-term queen for like some sort of like award or something. But it was just, she kind of talked about it and said she was great. And this drag queen stood up and cried and waved at everybody and then sat back down. It was just a weird, like, okay, we've gone over this. We have like 3 minutes we have to fill. You know what? Bring out the hot chocolate.
But you know, I'll tell you what I will say. I do like that they focus on an iconic queen at the finale, and maybe they should do that at every finale. See a package, and then they have, you know, Lady Bunny there, or Sherry Vine, or Lip Sync. These like sort of iconic drag queens are still with us, and we get to learn about them.
Coco Peru.
Yeah. Okay, and then
so
go ahead.
Miss Congeniality. So
Yeah.
they bring Miss Congeniality. I said before the commercial break, I said it's going to be cornbread. I said, and Babalu was like, well, she wasn't on that long. I said, right, but the rest of them vote for it, and she didn't get to participate. So then that will be something of not only was, and she was also, a great queen where she seemed very supportive of other queens, but that is going to be where they're going to vote for cornbread. And I was right.
Oh,
woohoo!
Look at you, drag race expert, Taylor the Latte boy.
That's me.
But yeah, that was completely fine. And then we went from there right into the final 2 lip syncs, right?
Yeah, they did the thing, which I liked that it was up on a big screen.
Yeah.
And I had famously said last week that I thought it was going to be the last 2 were going to be Lady Camden and Bosco. And then I said that it might end in a tie. And when the second one, where it looked like, which this, again, they did her dirty, where it looked like it was going to be Bosco, and then it went back up and hit Willow Pill. I thought that was kind of a shitty thing to do to Bosco.
Yeah.
But not surprising, again, given the song and the rapport that she seemed to have with Ru.
Yeah. And then we go right into the final 2, the lip sync, where they did Gimme, 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 which is actually an ABBA song, but Cher came out when she did the Mamma Mia sequel. She came out with an album of ABBA covers.
Which the first time I listened to it, I thought, this is awesome. And then the third or fourth time I listened to it, I'm like, this is horrible. Yeah. I have some of the songs on my workout mix and or on my walking mix, and they just kind of sound like it's Cher and somebody with a Casio synthesizer kind of doing the songs together. My feeling on that's a great song, but if you're going to do a cover, you had made a reference, I think, before we started taping of that, they probably couldn't get the royalties to the ABBA version. Is Erasure did a EP in the 90s of ABBA covers.
Oh, they did?
And they do that song, and it's really, really good. And it's very 90s. But then you've also got the queer representation.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have done that. But
stupid.
No one asked me. So
yeah. Now they do the number. I'm going to tell you something. We see Willow Pill there, a big old giant. I'm like, okay, she's gonna have 100 reveals. I didn't think Camden had any reveals under there. I will say,
no,
her outfit concealed the reveals really, really, really well. I'll give her that. They concealed the reveals very, very, very well.
I thought at one point, when she did the thing of where she looked like she fell again, which unfortunately that's all right. You've already done that once. So, if she hadn't done it the first time, then it would have been a wow moment. But at one point it almost looks like she can't get, like the wigs are still pinned together and she can't get them off.
Oh, really?
It's for like half a second when it's a wide shot of the two of them performing. Because in the beginning, I thought, oh, Willow is killing this just with the, with the quirkiness. And then the second half of it, I kind of thought it was neck and neck. I said, this could actually be a tie. She could actually do this as a tie. Because I figured at this point, she said $150,000 plus then the $50,000. So that equals $200,000. So they could split it in half and everybody still gets $100,000.
What do you think of the lip sync?
It was, I said, it was okay.
Yeah, I was very meh about it.
Yeah, it was, it was a enjoyable meal I will forget tomorrow.
Yeah. It really was. All right, Taylor, any final thoughts on the episode? Any final thoughts on the season? Anything you want to say to wrap things up on the season, on the episode, or anything like
that? This has been a very interesting season. I feel like they definitely were testing new concepts and testing to see how patient the audience would be. And to some degree, they definitely, they have to be paying attention to what people are saying. And hopefully they will do something that improves on some of the changes that they did this year for season 15.
All right, very good. And that's all. We're final. We're leaving the season, Taylor.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know if that was okay. That's my cue, is what you're saying.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm going to end the episode.
Okay. So Joe and I have been talking. Mommy and Daddy love you all very much, and you have done nothing wrong. I am leaving the flagship show. This was a decision that I did not come by lightly. Joe and I had a conversation weeks ago before we got an email, before anybody thinks otherwise.
Yeah, I blame Griffey.
Yeah, if anybody's upset with this, blame Griffey. I want to fall in love with the show again. And I have definitely fallen out of love in some ways with Drag Race. That's not to say that I don't continue to love it, but I want to be in love with it again. And I just, this 4 months is a really long time, especially when it's the nice season here in Florida. So Joe and I have talked, and while I will not be on season 15, I am not leaving the network. I appreciate Joe very much for dealing with me, the grand diva of Afterthought Media. And I will be occasionally checking in, probably with All Stars in a couple of weeks. I am always going to be available as a guest co-host. You're still going to hear me on things like Shady Pines. We still have to finish season 4. Mm-hmm. I realized that the other night. I'm like, I'm not going to stop podcasting with him. We have to finish season 4. And I will let you take over as far as if there's any other announcements you think are pertinent right now.
Hey guys, it's Joe. I'm just breaking into the show really quickly here because this is something we said off the air. But Taylor is going to be back next year. So he's leaving this season. He's not doing season 15. He's not doing the flagship US show anymore. But Taylor will be the new co-host for UK versus the World season 2. And he will also be the new co-host for All Stars, starting with All Stars season 8. So season 7, we're going to have something different, a more rotating panel of hosts. Nathan Brown is going to be my permanent second chair on All Stars. But Taylor will be back next season. So you're going to still get that same amount of Taylor, just not on the US show. He's going to be on the UK versus the World, which is only 6 weeks in February. And he's going to do All Stars, which is later. So that's the new plan.
Regarding me.
Well, Taylor, we have a lot of announcements, but right now I wanted to leave you with this. Luke's going to cry, by the way. I took for granted all the times that I thought would last somehow. I hear the laughter, taste the tears, but I can't get near you now. Oh, can't you see it, Taylor? Without you, I'm a failure.
No.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. Whatever it takes, or how my heart breaks, I will be right here waiting for you. I wonder who I'll find to host Drag Race France. But in the end, there's just one star. It's Joe Betance. Well, that's going to do it for this season of RuPaul's Drag Race Recap. Be sure to join us next month as we reconvene to discuss, dissect, and deconstruct RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 7. But until then, for Taylor the Latte Boy and myself.
Sashay away until All Stars.
What the fuck?
Oh no.
Oh God. Oh Jesus Christ. I thought I was going to get out of here, Taylor.
I know, right?
All right. Guys, I have no idea why you're here. We're trying to wrap up the show. Is this going to take a long time?
No, it shouldn't.
All right, well, whatever you... Okay. Ross, are you ready to go? Carson.
Okay. All stars, time is here. Time to take it up the rear. We've been good, but we can't last. Hurry, all stars, hurry fast. Want a fist that's free of poop. We can hardly stand the wait. Please, all stars, don't be late.
Were they even at the finale, Taylor?
No, they weren't. Uh-oh.
Oh, they had to be here. I guess that was kind of cute. All right.
Yeah, it sure was.
But can we just wrap it up? Because we need to get out of here. It's been a long season, and we want to do this. Ross, are you with me? Carson?
Okay. Want a fist that's free of poop. We can hardly stand the wait. Please, all stars, don't be late. We can hardly stand the wait. Please, all stars, don't be late.
Okay, guys, that was very good. We have to go.
Why? I want to stick around.
No, thank you. No.
I want to suck your dick. Please suck your dick. Please let me suck your dick. I want to suck your dick.
Carson, leave me alone,
Please let me
Carson.
suck your dick. I want to suck your dick so badly.
All right, now finally let us out, Taylor.
Sashay away until All Star 7.
Thank you for listening to RuPaul's Drag Race Recap. Have something to say? Email us at dragracerecap@afterthought.media. You can also leave us a voicemail at speakpipe.com/afterthoughtmedia. For more Drag Race and LGBTQ content, support us on Patreon at patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. Taylor has another podcast. It's called Pod is My Co-Pilot, and you can find it wherever you get your podcasts. You can follow Taylor the Latte Boy on Instagram and Twitter at PIMCTaylor. Follow Joe Betance on Instagram and Twitter at Joe Betance. This episode was produced by Luke Stamen and Zach Birch. Very special thanks to these expensive tier Patreon supporters. Agnesia Shopinska, April Pacheco, Astute Girl, Brad Coley, Coco San Pedro, Declan Prosser, Drew Brooks, E. Smith, Emma, Humble Pie, J. Thomas Plank, Jesse Harris, Lauren Eckert, Lionel Campbell, Lucy Carrasco, Luke Stamen, Nicholas Springham, Poppy Woods, Ricardo Herrera, Sarah Yu, Tom Bombs, Travis Newland, Troy Anderson, Zach Nelson, Corinna Williamson, Elizabeth Timmer, Nikki Baker, Robert NYC, David Olson, and Alexandra Sixt. Drag Race Recap is an Afterthought Media podcast.